Thank you very much, Godfrey. In case you didn't know, there are various stages that the NIB, the National Insurance Board, operates at. Here this morning to tell us all about that is Pandora Butler. She's the Public Relations Officer at NIB. She already made sure that we had our social separation. Good morning. Welcome to the show. A lot is happening, and NIB is currently at the orange stage alert. For those people who don't know, and this is the first time they've ever heard about that, just give us a quick summary on exactly what are the stages, what they mean, and where we are right now.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
So good to be here. Well, I just spoke to the director. We've already transitioned with the announcement yesterday by the Prime Minister. We're now in the red alert stage.
Red alert.
Now, what we're talking about is these are just stages of alert that determine what national insurance will do, the actions we will take. This is a part of our business continuity plan. As you know, national insurance as Social Security for the Bahamas is incredibly vital to the lifeblood of this country, and so we have been planning for months now. Well, we've been planning for a long time some of these initiatives we're taking, but they've been accelerated as a result of COVID and the threat that poses to our operations and to our mandate to provide Social Security coverage for our customers. And some of those things are to mitigate the threat for our customers, particularly our elderly. We want to ensure that they are safe. We want to advance the social distancing concept that we've been told to do by the Ministry of Health. We want to protect our staff as well. And so just coming out of the orange stage, there are some things I just want to reiterate from that stage. Now, let me just say, now that we're in the red stage, our offices are still open around the country. However, some operational changes are going to be coming, and those will be announced by our director, perhaps as early as today, certainly as early as today. Critical services that we provide, have been providing, we will continue to provide. It may be from the physical offices, it may be from home, but we will continue to provide those to our customers. Now, if you want to talk about the stages, we started, of course, at yellow. Yellow is when we started all the planning. We were at orange until yesterday, as I said. Orange talked about how are we going to deliver these services. So some of the things we did, and we send these out to the public, some of the things we did was we suspended most of our face-to-face interactions. One of those being, the smart card is in demand, and quite often there are scores of people there seeking cards. We've suspended that. We want people to keep their distance from one another to limit the exposure. And so we suspended the cards. We provided an email address where people can email in if they want the renewals, but we've sent out notices to stakeholders like the banks, insurance companies, everybody else who's been asking or who ask you for your card or it's expired. Now you need a renewed one because we can't use it. Well, we've said to them, the national insurance card, which contains the national insurance number, though it expires, it's still valid. It's still legitimate. You are the same person, your picture is the same, your number never changes. And so we've done that. We've sent that out. We've also been encouraging, and we've been doing this for years, 2006 is when we started it in earnest, asking our beneficiaries, our pensioners, to please designate for us a bank account into which we can pay your pensions in particular. Short terms, we started a couple of years ago, but the bank accounts for pensioners, we've been pushing that. So it's more critical today. We don't want people to come to national insurance to collect checks, putting themselves at risk and our customers at risk. So we're accelerating that. During the orange stage, we accelerated that. We're asking folk, please come in, go on the website, get a direct deposit form, email that in. We have a email site set aside just for that as well. And so we're asking them to please let us know what your bank account is so we can send your monies to you so there's no interruption in your pension. And speaking of pensions, a lot of people have been asking this week, what's going to happen because pensions were due to be paid on the 24th. Well, we've accelerated that as well. So I am advised that pensions should be in people's bank accounts today. And those checks, they need to listen out for the almost 1,000 or more than 1,000 persons who still collect checks in person. As I say, we're trying to discourage that, but we will make announcements as far as that's concerned, or they can call in. Again, the director has confirmed that staff will be in place today, but operational changes are coming, so they can still call us. We're also trying to encourage Employers, this is very, very important. We're encouraging employers to sign up for our employers self-serve portal.
Okay.
With the self-serve portal, they're going to be able to do some critical things. They're going to be able to send in B80s and Med-4s. A B80 and a Med-4 are the forms that support claims for unemployment benefit and sickness benefit. The B80 is the employer's termination or layoff certificate. It confirms for us the conditions under which a person is laid off or terminated. It also confirms for us name, national insurance number, those kinds of things, when they're going to go back to work. Very critical. The Med-4 is that which supports the claims for sickness benefit. Now, you would have heard, you saw the notices that went around, you would have heard that national insurance provides and has provided for decades for persons to be paid sickness benefit not only when you contract a disease or you get sick or you fall ill, but also in quarantine situations.
Okay.
So if you've been set aside, if you've been asked to go home, you're under quarantine, you're under observation as a result of having been exposed to or contracted or being suspected of contracting an infectious disease, national insurance will pay you sickness benefit. So we need those Med-4s, we need the B80s on the UEB side to come in
And
to support such
where
claims.
Can they download and fill those out?
www.nib-bahamas.com. Today, we're still asking you to download it, fill it in, and email it back to us.
Well,
we're discouraging you coming in.
Well, you've covered sickness pretty well, and of course the information's also out there. But you know, given the times, and we're talking about unemployment benefits now, and given the announcements, given that persons are being discouraged to work from home, persons also, I mean, if you hear what's happening with Atlantis and other places where people are being sent home.
Yes.
You know, for a period of 2 weeks or more.
Yes.
Unpaid leave.
Yes.
How does that announcement work for unemployment benefits?
Okay.
And layoffs. This is technically a layoff, or even though it's a short period of time?
Okay, thank you for that question. It speaks to the heart of Social Security, and it speaks to the heart of why unemployment benefit was introduced in the permanent stage in 2010. When you're laid off, when you are losing income because your employer, and this is what the law says, because your employer has no work for you to do in that period, then unemployment kicks in. Now, you're talking about employers sending people home. Now, there are different conditions, varying conditions, under which they send them home. I've heard of people who've been forced to take or asked to take vacation. That will, of course, not attract unemployment because vacation is simply paid time off. So that won't attract it. Then, of course, there's the straight up laid off, no income, that attracts UEB. I heard last night of another condition under which the persons were sent home, the employers gave them half of their salary. So half of the salary can be converted to how many weeks of payment, just like severance. So if, and in her case, she said, one of the ladies said they were sent home for 2 weeks, they were given half of their pay, which means they were paid for 1 week and they have another week unpaid. And so that week unpaid will attract unemployment. But it must be noted that unemployment, there's a 3 waiting days, just like sickness. People are familiar with this. There's 3 waiting days for which you are not paid. And so whatever period is left, then you will qualify for unemployment. Unemployment benefit is 50%, half of your average insured income. Average insured income. Another thing we've done, Phil, is we've suspended verification. Again, very important. I don't know if you know, in relation to pensions, persons must verify, that is, confirm their continuing eligibility to receive their pension, and they must do that twice a year. And so national insurance has suspended verifications for at least the next 3 months, and we'll see how it goes. I think we're talking about till September. We'll see how that goes. What that means is, in addition to suspending the need for them to come in to be verified, we've also suspended our automatic suspension of their benefits if they fail to be verified. Because if you don't verify, if you don't prove your eligibility for it, the system, or our system, will suspend your payments and force you to be verified, but we're going to suspend that as well. A lot of suspensions.
We could probably do the whole show just on this.
Yes.
But for persons who might have not gotten all of that, again, tell us where they can get that information and the numbers that they can call.
Okay, NIB-Bahamas.com. That's www.nib-bahamas.com. And for the younger folk among us, we also have a Facebook page. So they can go to visit the Facebook page. They can send messages. There are various, and there are like 3 or 4 email addresses that were created just for this. The one that springs to mind more easily that they may remember is customer service at nib-bahamas.com. Oh, and my memory not that bad as bad as I thought it was, because there's also verifications at nib-bahamas.com. Okay, so then there's compliance. So any number of avenue or means by which they can get international insurance.
All right. Well, listen, Pandora Butler, Public Relations Officer at NIB, a lot of good information. Thank you so much for being here on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to get the word out.
All right, great. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.